Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play, where today we will be playing the final episode of 2019. Kind of wild to think 2020 is already here, but before we look to the future, we must look to the present, and the present was certainly looking better than the past. We've got money in the bank, we've got a decent foundation, we've got guests coming through, and their happiness isn't the best. So we're going to try and again, make our foundation a little bit stronger today, make sure that we're, growing after we've got some decent, income flow and whatnot going on. We want to try and make sure our guests are happy. We want to move the tortoises. We want to get more drink shops and vendors in general. And we want to try and maybe get started on the tigers as well as finish off the peacock garden over here. Now, that's quite a few lofty goals. Let's see how many of them we can finish before we ring in the new year. I am extremely excited to continue playing Planet Zoo in 2020. I hope you all have been enjoying this series throughout these last couple of months. As I've said before, folks, if you have been enjoying and you would like to see it continue into 2020 and well into 2020, don't hesitate to let me know. Please leave a like and a comment down below. It does make a very, very big difference in how I approach content on the channel. I look at the number of likes and comments to kind of ascertain interest levels across the board, see what people would like to see more or less of, and then I actually read through the comments. I read through all of the comments to also get an understanding of how people feel about specifics, any questions or queries or concerns, and feedback as well. You guys notice things that I often miss or forget about, like this toilet block being closed. So I do read through all of the comments for both everything from feedback and ideas to just entertainment. Y'all leave some great comments, so do please keep them coming. Anyway, as I was saying, lofty goals, lots to do this session. Let's try and get started. Now, first things first. It seems as though, and I this must have been changed. If we take a look at the bears in, where are we? Zoopedia, it seems as though their barrier requirements have changed. Now it's grade 4 climb proof. It used to be, that this one-way glass was an option for the bears. I almost said against the bears. But now it is grade 4 as a minimum requirement. So, seems we've got to upgrade. Seems we've got to change our barrier over here. Now, I still like the idea of this glass, so it's a little bit of a bummer. Not sure exactly how I want to go about this. How I want to go about this. Like on the one hand, we could just swap this out for something else. Like I could do, let's see. I could very easily do, select all of you, get grade 4 it was, right? So swap you out for a steel mesh, I suppose. Doesn't look nearly as nice, but you get a similar experience, I suppose. Okay, you know what? I guess we could do the steel mesh. Because again, it's a similar experience. You can see the animal. Unfortunately, they can see you too. I don't know if they'll like that. And there's no window option here. There's climb proof, but we don't need that because we're sealed across the top. Yeah, kind of a bummer. The other option, of course, is we can go ahead and select all of you. I said select all of you, not select none of you. No, I'm going the wrong way, damn. Okay, let's start over. See, if I start over here, right, and I select... What is going on here? What is going on here? Okay, yeah, I've got them selected. Let's do that again. Sorry for the weird jitteriness to kick this episode off, folks. There we go. Okay, we've got you selected. So if I go with a red brick, or even... Yeah, okay, fine. Let's go with the red brick and with windows. I guess that works. I wish it didn't have to be red brick, though. I wish it could be... I mean, maybe... Yeah, it can be concrete. At least concrete we can color and have it be kind of like this darker gray color. And that way... You know what? I don't mind that as much. Yeah, I don't mind that as much. I mean, maybe we can try and fit it into the grays a bit more. If I pop you up to there, there we go. Got the right selection. And then, oh, come on. Work with me, game. I should select from this side. So I can do that, or I can get you a little bit lighter over here. It's not like that. How does that look? It's not that much of a difference. You know what? I'll stick with this, though. I'll stick with this, and let's finally, one last thing I need to do is make it one way. Otherwise, that kind of defeats the purpose of insisting on glass. This isn't a terrible look, so I don't mind it. So yeah, one-way glass, and this is the direction you want it to be. Cool. So from this side, as you come through, you're still able to see the animals. These big bars. You know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Now, the glass is hopefully still rated at grade 4 or whatever, so hopefully the bears can make it through. So that's why we were seeing the bears getting through the glass barrier. I guess the devs must have updated this with the previous update when the polar bears came through, and I just hadn't noticed, and the bears hadn't acted poorly when we were in the red. They knew to behave. So hopefully that's been solved. And now I'm also going to just check real quick the tapirs. So let's go ahead and unbox all animals here first, and let's go ahead and see your Zoopedia entry, because hopefully you are fine with grade 2 as long as it's higher than 3.3 feet. So this should be okay. So that should be okay. All right, so that's the bear. That's the... Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the barrier taken care of. Now let's go ahead and discuss some... well, there was one question, actually, I'd like to address first. How to find out an animal's sort of movement area within its habitat. What you do is you go to the heat map. So you either click this or you press H. You go to the habitat button, and then you choose the animal to see what it can actually traverse, like the traversable area in its habitat. Now, be wary that the size of the animal does make a difference. So babies and adults need to be checked separately, and then they will calculate complicated. Sorry, English is failing me. It's early in the morning. They will calculate complicated structures and play areas as well, so you can really see if your animals have access to things. So you can see if we have a cub or no, I don't think we do. Well, different size animals will be able to interact with areas a little bit differently. So you can see it recalculates every time you click. So yeah, you have to go to this habitat, and then you select the animal to see where they can actually move. Apart from that, I was also asked about I'm going to be really quick about this. Hotkeys that I like. WASD to move the camera around. Q and E to go down and up. I also like to use the T key to help with underground and faster movement by holding down Shift as you move around. O is to affect the speed, and P is for pause and play. Those are the only hotkeys I really use, I think. All right, except for when putting down the path. U and J to go up and down. U is up, J is down. Anyway, let's get to work, I think. I think it's time to get to work. So one thing that was recommended to me was that we maybe, yes, get rid of the work zones for the caretakers. And what we do instead to deal with all of the litter is security. So if we're going to get security, there's a couple ways to do it. One is, of course, hiring more security guards. And the other, which was much more recommended, is to get more security cameras. And that is something we've been a little lazy about. So let's go ahead and put some up. Always awkward to see a security camera outside of a washroom, but I feel like these people deserve that kind of treatment after how they've been treating this area, especially. Like, we've had a lot of litter over here. So let's go ahead and get a security camera. I wish... Get this one up over here. I wonder what the difference is between them. Well, one's significantly cheaper. That's one difference, certainly. Let's go ahead and see if we take a look at the security and crime. Your coverage area is about that. Yours is... So it's about the same coverage area. All right, I guess they just assume that you'd spend more building a post or whatever. So fine, let's go ahead and get you up over here. If we go too high, want to make sure we're at the right height. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. That should cover this corner for only 10 bucks. We could get one up on this tree as well. Make sure people stop littering this area. Yeah, use those trees to my advantage. So once I get the security cameras down, we'll hit play so we can hopefully start making money again. I just feel like putting the cameras down and solving the barrier issues will prevent all the things that make guests unhappy, which, for example, many of you pointed out rightfully, yeah, maybe a bear running around will lead to refunds. I don't know, man. Petting zoos are pretty cool, right? Why would people be upset about a bear running around? That's the kind of experience that no other zoo will give you. This is kind of a creepy spot for a camera. Looking right into the washrooms. The washrooms probably have a chicane inside, so, you know, it's okay. If I lower you a bit, we'll get a bit more coverage. There we go. Just trying to blanket our zoo, basically. As well as possible. So security guards are able to take advantage of security cameras, from what's been explained to me, to see, basically. Maybe we get another one somewhere over here. Right as you enter, it's like, listen, we're watching you, so don't try anything funny. Put one right over here, perhaps. Covers a fair bit of area. Litter over here shouldn't be a problem. It hasn't been a problem, at least. Maybe I should be a bit more judicious about where I put these things down. Put you down over here. That covers this corner. Now, the India sector has had a bit of a litter problem since the beginning, so let's go ahead and drop a camera. These cameras are hideous, man, compared to all the work I've put into making these areas pretty. But hey, sometimes it's function over form, I guess. I could tuck you back over here. Let's see, if I put you back over here... Yeah, then you're not visible from the front, and you cover the area pretty well. I had to put another one over here, though. Probably one on the outside, or up over here. What about... Yeah, let's put you down over here. No. Not in the group, please and thank you. Just like that. Cool. So that covers this area. Hopefully we don't need another one up over here. These filthy animals. Let's go ahead and get some over here as well. Now, we've got enough bins over here. You'd think people would be cleaner, but no. Seems to not be the case. So let's get one right above Grizzly Grove over here onto this tree. I do like the idea of wiring going up the branches of these trees. This is a thin tree. I don't know if it makes as much sense over here. They should help stop vandalism as well. Pop you down over there. Go ahead and get another one over here, perhaps. Yep. There we go. And with less broken objects and less litter, we'll see much less refunding as well. At least that's the hope. At least that's the hope. Let's drop you down to there. Okay. Pretty good coverage over here. Decent coverage over here, it seems. I don't know if that's a security guard or a security camera. Security camera back there. We could put another security camera back up over here. Right as you enter. Cool. And then we can go ahead and get... What else? Maybe one up over here. Like right up over here. Come on now. Just in the middle, I would like it to go... Trying to find a nice way to fit, basically. Go ahead and close you. Rotate that. There we go. Sometimes you just got to get in there with that advanced placement tool. That, by the way, that tool you press by placing an object down and clicking X. Tapping X. And you press X again to get rotation, and then X again to get back to movement. That's how I get that tool out. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at our security again. I mean, that looks like we've got pretty good coverage. There are some blind spots. I guess there was a decent bit of littering going on over here as well, until we got the bins in. So maybe we're okay now. I could put down a security camera behind the next check. That feels a little weird, if I'm completely honest. I could get some more trees down over here as well. Well, we've already got this tree. So why don't we put one over here against the branch. Gotta make it look real, right? Otherwise it feels kind of cheesy. Got that. Did I not place you? God, come on. Yeah, I did. Is it not powered? It is not powered. Okay. Fair enough. So what we'll do is we'll move you... Sorry. I want to select both of you. Not the rocks. Move you over, say, here. That should be powered. There we go. This was a pretty dirty area, so that should give us some coverage over here, and hopefully the security guards can fill in all the other gaps. So security and bears taken care of. I also needed to check that the bears were not in the wrong work zone. I think they are in America's East, as some of you rightfully pointed out. They are in America's East, but I thought I put them in America's North as well. I could be mistaken. Yeah, I am mistaken. So they are in America's East, which is why no mechanic was going over there. Forgetting my own organization methods here. So staff, let's take a look at our mechanics. Again, with the mechanics, we have some that have no work zone. America's North, America's South, America's West, America's East. Sure. And then one without a work zone. And if I could quickly just check the work these guys do and the salary they get paid, I can make sure that we are not paying anyone too much, because we did hire some new, I almost call them mercenaries, mechanics last time. There we go. Let's go ahead and make sure that you are taking care of everything. That is Eric Bean, Robert Cloud, that you taking care of everything as well. I'm just hoping that with our new layout over here in terms of work zones and stuff, that'll all work smoothly. All right. So I think I can hit play now, and there's some other stuff that needs taken care of. That hit play now. There we go. Now there's some stuff that needs taken care of still. So for example, down over here, one of you pointed out that my... Oh, you know what? Have I got security down over here? Yeah, I've got decent coverage down here. So one of you pointed out that, yes, I forgot to turn on the Brazilian Wandering Spider educational content here, which is undoubtedly costing me. Got to get you over here as well. If I could place you down. There we go. Right in the center there. Exit the group editing. Place you down there. And make sure you are set to the Brazilian Wandering Spider. Get your range up to about 6. That should be good enough. And that should hopefully bring us some more donations. Now over here, the Gila monsters, as have been pointed out, are inbreeding. Now, one thing that's been mentioned in the comments previously is that inbreeding isn't so bad for some of these animals, because out in the wild, they typically go through it themselves, just in nature. However, I think in game it is still a problem for genetics and whatnot, and probably out in the wild as well. So I need to be a bit more wary of that. Now I forget who was the father here. So Eduardo is the one we purchased. Let's go ahead and mark him as Daddy. All right, Daddy Tarantula. Let's go ahead and get rid of Fernando and Paloma. And you're the trade center. And over here, I can't remember if these guys were inbreeding as well. This is just offspring. Yeah, expecting offspring. So I don't think they were inbreeding anymore. I'm trying to remember all the quick, emergency solutions that I had taken advantage of previously. Go ahead and get rid of these two. All right. And back over here, we can get rid of right. And we'll get a different male. We'll get a different male. So exhibit trading. We want our Gila monsters. Where are you? And why aren't you in alphabetical order? There we go. So we want a male, preferably one of decent stock. You know what? For 864. Oh my god. Okay, fine. You know, it's less than 1,000. We have some money now. I think it'll be worth it. Hopefully it'll be worth it. So that's Logan. Logan, that name's come up quite a few times. So there we go. Logan is the daddy. And hopefully that'll start bringing in some more offspring and some more money in that way. Let's go ahead and do some exhibit trading. I don't like how my money just dropped so suddenly. Might have just been a feeding frenzy. Quick trade over here. Bring some of that money back. And let's actually take a quick look and see what's going on. So ongoing expenses. Those refunds from earlier this year cost us a fair bit. Staff wages were fine. Marketing is okay. Yeah, you know what? I guess it was just a feeding. Why was it so high? That's strange. That's strange. Now, with all that said, so what we want to do is we're going to take a moment to rotate Tortuga Galapagos to actually be over here. What I'm trying to figure out is I want to get more eating areas and stuff up over here. And I'm wondering if we extend the plaza over, have some exhibits, because many of you have been saying for a while we should get some more exhibits over here, get people to come up with more purpose, and then have the plaza continue over here and have the viewing area over here. That way people are kind of forced in this direction to actually go up and see some of these eating options and whatnot. That might be the right way to go. Another thing that was pointed out, actually, sorry, before I get into that, is that I should be very wary of the condiments that I use, because different condiments have different effects. So it should, you'd expect it to tell me what it does when I hover over it. Or does it not? It's like some things make people thirstier, some things make people hungrier. So you could like influence what they, like, you know, if you make them thirstier, then they will like to purchase another drink, and they end up spending more by buying a drink. So I can't see, unfortunately, the effects actually listed over here. So I'll look it up at some point and make appropriate decisions, because I wouldn't mind making a little bit more money in that kind of cheeky way. Go ahead and up prices a little bit over here. And let's go ahead and up prices a little bit over here as well. People don't seem to mind. People don't seem to mind the slowly increasing prices. Our overall rating is decent as well, so people shouldn't mind our ticket prices. I should really quickly, though, check what is the deal with happiness. Thirst. Yeah, thirst seems to be the key issue. Thirst seems to be the key issue. What else have we got here? I'm not lining up for... Okay, so food, thirst. It's just that the marketing campaign is bringing people, and then those people are not able to eat or drink. We're just not able to support their eating and drinking needs. There are no polar bears. There are no polar bears. Alright, we need to solve those issues. So, I'm wondering if it's time for our little time lapse now. I wonder if it's time for a little time lapse so that we can get more food and drink happening over here. One more thing that was actually pointed out was the need for signage. Apparently, at least in Planet Coaster, folks would actually read signs. These aren't the signs I want. Facilities. Is it under guest facilities? They would read the signs for where they can get food and whatnot to get a better idea of where they can get food and drink and whatnot. I don't know if that's the same effect over in this game. Like, if I get a Chief Beef sign up, will people know that there's a Chief Beef up over here? Is that how that works? Is that even a Chief Beef, or is this the hot dog stand? It is the hot dog squad. So if I look for... I just want to see if this makes a difference, right? So if I look for hot dog squad, they don't even have a sign, do they? Oh, they do. I'll put the sign up over there. Whoa, gee, that's a big one. Alright, let's go ahead and let's try this. If I put the sign up over... here, I like the more colorful sign. If I put you down over there, and you're a gulps, you're a gulpy slush, yeah. So if I get a slush sign, I'm very wary of my my financial situation over here. Let's put a gulpy slush sign over here. I'm not sure if it'll make a difference, but at least visually it's nicer. At least visually it's nicer. This rain is killing me right now. Y'all are hiding down over here. We've had a lot of news. So the pronghorn antelope expecting offspring. Embry has had offspring. Let's go ahead and trade them out. Please and thank you. So, hot tip, select all, and then deselect the mother and father, rather than going through and selecting everyone. It was mentioned in the comments of the previous episode. I was like, wow, how and why have I not been doing this? Let's go ahead and select all and quick trade. Nice. 3,000 plus being made over there. What else have we got? So Francisca has had offspring over here, so that should be a lot of babies. Lots of baby spiders for us to trade out, hopefully. Yeah, seems to be the case. Francisca and Raphael are staying. Everybody else is going. What else have we got? Timberwolf is expecting offspring. October. Oh, offspring imminent. Offspring imminent. And otherwise, this is older news now. Fair enough. Some of our Timberwolf are maturing, it seems. I wonder if we should trade some out or release them into the wild. You know what? We haven't had a proper pack of wolves in a while, so maybe let's let them pack up properly. Let's let them pack up properly. I should. That is not a baby. Oh yeah, their names are appropriate. It just wasn't showing up in that menu properly. So let's see, we're at 16K approximately, give or take a little bit. I don't know if this has made a difference. But there are people up here that weren't there before. And we were seeing people using these benches. I haven't seen people use these benches, but these benches are definitely getting use. Happiness is still low. Why is happiness low? Oh, interesting. Has joined a pack. They've changed the verbiage for that. They've changed the verbiage. It doesn't matter. Just as cute. Oh my god. I'll never get over the cuteness of the wolf cubs. Look at that face. Look at those eyes. Puppy dog eyes. All right. So happiness. I need to really figure this out. Oh no, this isn't good. So this will lead to overcrowding right away. If you've matured, you're a female. What are your genes like? 58, 41, 83, 66. Okay. Where's our other one? Or have we lost one over here? We've got... Ooh. You're injured. Born injured? That's not good. That's not good. Where are you, buddy? You are okay. Where are you? Go ahead and check your genes. Okay, you know what? Our newborn, unfortunately, has worse genes. Let's release them into the wild. Because these guys are, like, endangered and whatnot. You know, 40 conservation credits is not bad. Doing a good thing. At least you're in the wild. They can still make some more babies as well, so we're not getting rid of our breeding capabilities. Okay, let's see. Lineups here. I do wonder if I shouldn't, maybe take out a loan so that I can afford... Oh, are you serious? You're still littering? There's a bin right over here. And apparently the green and the blue doesn't matter. I know in real life there's like recycling versus garbage, but in the game it doesn't matter. And I suspected as much because the themed bins don't have variations. It's just the one type. All of our negative impacts are relatively reduced. We have that over there being taken care of. So littering has largely been solved, which is good. Thirst is the key problem, it seems. What else is affecting happiness here? No escapes have happened in a while. Guests. The ability to buy umbrellas is a constant issue. Grizzly Guzzle looks busy as well. Alright, so here's what we're going to do first. Down over here, we need something for thirst. Grizzly Guzzle is this one? No, you're Rattle Shake. So we've got a Gulpy Slush over here, and we've got the Grizzly Guzzle. No, that's the Grizzly Grill. Where's the Grizzly Guzzle? There we go. We've got two drink shops right next to each other, and they're not busy. I mean, this one's kind of busy. Okay. Oh, you know what? I should up the prices. I should up the price. So Grizzly Guzzle, you're selling at 5. You're at 7.75. I guess slushies are more expensive. Up these to 8, maybe. See if people are willing to go with that. And maybe I need another, yeah, drink shop. So let's see what options we have. Money's low, but if people remain unhappy, then that's going to remain a problem. Gulpy Energy. Sounds like a good idea. Dipshot Water. Oh, great. Well, let's take care of this first. Pronghorn Antelopes. Incorrect ratio. What do we got over here? Rio, I suppose we can get rid of. Oh, no. Well, there's the fighting. Take a look at your genes. Oh, those are good genes. 83, 66, 166. 86, 66, 166. The immunity was higher. Ontario is the current alpha. We can change that. We get rid of Ontario, but the problem is that we'd have to get rid of the mother, Yvetia. I'm fine with. So Ontario, time for you to go. At least you're in the wild. And we need to get rid of Yvetia. Oh, those are good genes, unfortunately. Okay, let's see. I'm sure we'll find female with good genes. Filter out. Hit enter if the clicks don't work. Another tip from the comments. See, this is what I mean. I read through all the comments, and sometimes they're game-changing. Ooh, this is good. For 150, that's not bad at all. I'm going to adopt you. Move you into quarantine first. Okay, and we'll release Yvetia into the wild. Why can I not release you into the wild? Because you're too old. Offspring due May of this year. We'll do that, and then we'll, well, she might pass away soon enough. We can put you on contraceptives. Okay, Zan, you're okay. And is that all of our animals? Gazan is okay. James. Over here, what are your genes like? Oh, those are good genes, too. Go ahead and move this a little over this way. Some of you have suggested that they get boxed because they move too close to one of the play areas, one of the enrichment items. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Who has better genes here? So you're 83, 75, 166. James has better genes. All right, James. Gazan can be released into the wild. Okay. So James is the alpha. Yvetia will, you know, soon get rid of it. If her offspring are female, that'll be great because they'll be able to mate. That rhyme was intentional. Catapult Jesus, what a name. Go ahead and say hello to you, and hopefully our animal will soon be ready for release from the quarantine. Now, while we're waiting for our money to hopefully come a little bit higher, just a little bit higher, purchases. No, that's animal purchases. I want to get some vet research going. Maybe stop with the pronghorn antelope. I think we're almost done with the advanced research on the pronghorn antelope, though, is the thing. If I stop it. Feels like we're almost done there. It's preventing other animals from breeding. Well, Daddy's getting old over here, so maybe we get rid of Eremias. Getting real old. Rehome. What are all these new options? Animal will be transferred to an animal hospice for the remainder of their lives. You cannot undo this. Wow, I really like that there are these new options for like the elderly animals and stuff. Yeah, rehome. When did these come about? Because was there another new update that I just didn't notice? All right, we got to get a male American bison here. Where are we? American bison. Get rid of the pronghorn antelope filter. There we go. And it's got to be male. So I'll make a silly mistake again. I will never forget the mistakes I've made. I'll try not to, at least. I'm not about to spend over 3,000 conservation credits for an American bison. As nice as they may be, don't think they're worth that much. Sure, we can go here. Just under 900. Or just under 1,000, sorry, is what I meant to say there. I like the name there, giving the stats. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. 4.9 years. Sure. You know what? We'll stick with you here, buddy. Stick with you. Let's get you in a quarantine. Let's go ahead and get our currently quarantined Ava into Yanasi Plains. And Ava will hopefully be the new alpha female. Money's still looking pretty low, eh? What's the deal here? So refunds this year have been extremely low. That's good. I mean, we could stop the marketing, I suppose. Animal food is a necessity, obviously. Happiness just dropped again. It was fine just moments ago, but now it's dropped again. I wonder, we've turned off most of these coolers. No, we have not. Let's go ahead and sell some of these away. Because they are costing me. As little as they are costing me, they are still costing me. Why waste that money? These ones are... Some of them are off, but let's just get rid of them. Over here, these guys are still stuck here. I could close you. That vendor will head out. We're wasting wages over here. And facility running costs. Let's go ahead and close those. These guests will find their way back soon. Over here, we can turn this off as well. I mean, what I could do is I could just let these people finally go. Maybe they're making the happiness drop over here. Nah, you know what? It's not just them. It's not just them. We've got unhappiness. I feel like they've changed. I feel like this is the crucial thing that they've changed. Like, I have no idea why these guys are unhappy. Litter. That's still keeping you unhappy? Come on. I could put down some more benches in the hopes that it was mentioned that seating will sometimes make people forget about what made them unhappy, but that I've got benches pretty frequently. And I could put more down, I suppose. No harm in having more benches. Put one there. Another one here. If you want to sit down and look at the wolves. I can put one. I was tempted to put one up over here previously, so let's go ahead and do that. See how people interact with that. Okay, we're about to have our offspring over here. What's the deal over here? Thirsty, just stick your tongue out, it's raining. I will be fixing their enclosure today, but hoping to have a bit more money when we did. All right, happiness is going back up. What do people say about the ticket prices? Fair. You need an umbrella, you can get it right over here. Love that when it starts raining, yeah, the umbrellas become popular. There we go. Ticket price is fair. Quarantine is passed over here. Okay. I might speed it up just a little bit, just to see how... I mean, again, I'd be very comfortable around 20k. To start building our Tortuga Galapagos move. We're fluctuating around that 11, 12, you know? What's the deal here? What have we accomplished? Here, I'll claim the rewards there. And let me check real quick if we haven't had more offspring. Lots of people over here. Donation bins are active. Do we not have a speaker over here? Where's our education? Got a speaker down over here. I guess I could get another one up over here. Just make sure it's not overlapping. Oh, that's a lot of overlap. Put you down over here. Raise you up a little bit. There. Hopefully that'll garner some donations. Move this up over here. Come on, folks. I need your donations. They literally keep the zoo alive. They literally keep the zoo alive. We're almost at 2,000 people. All right, happiness is looking good again. That's good. Maybe I need more ATMs, perhaps, so people can spend more money as they go through the zoo. I duplicate you and I put you down, say... over where? Put one over here. I can put one over here. Let's see if that does anything for us. Move these over a little bit. More VIP guests are arriving. Saffron, hello, hello. What else have we got going on? Hungary up over here. Caretaker should be coming here pretty frequently. Caretaker, the keeper rather, comes in every month. We should have a keeper assigned up over here. America's South, America's North, West, East, and India entrance. We could train some of these guys up a little bit. But America's North does have the higher tier ones. Cleaning habitat. We should bring some food as well, buddy. Oh, crap. Maybe that's why we're making money finally, because we haven't fed our animals in a while. Again, I don't know if these signs have helped any. These crowds are getting big again. This is our constant cycle. I think the moment we hit 20 again, I'm going to build a little bit and get more going on over here. And the thing is, I don't know how far people actually look to try and find a, like, let's see, if I go to Thirst, it doesn't actually tell me the coverage areas. It'd be really helpful if it did. Because it's like, why are these folks not going up there? That's clearly too far. So what many of you have suggested is I build some more, like, vendors down over here and down over here. Make this entrance area another big kind of plaza type thing, which is what I might do if my vendors and stuff up over here don't get registered by our guests, because I feel like they won't. I feel like they won't. If they're already not going up to there, oh my god, it's getting crowded up over here. Getting real crowded. Gonna have to change things up a little bit. At least money's finally coming through though. All right, you know what? Feeling pretty good about our situation. Let me just quickly check our exhibits down over here, like I was going to do when I got distracted by the lack of donation bins around the wolves. And let's go ahead and get some of these animals into the trade center, wherever possible. What about over here? Nothing. And what about over here? Yeah, Watkins. Okay, the trade center. Back over here. I mean, my idea was to start with one over here. Maybe we go ahead and add one back there, or add one over here. If I go to facilities and get a... Maybe a Gulpy Energy is a good idea. Or down, like, over here. Why can't I place here? And I'll attach to the path as my guess. I'll put it like over here. Where'd you go? Somewhere like that works for me. Have all the drinks on this side. I need more food here as well, it seems. I don't want to overcrowd this corner over here, so sure, let's go ahead and put you down over... Let's see. Where can I fit you nicely? Here, let's put you down over here. So that's a Gulpy Energy. We can make the prices, I would say, a little bit higher. Take you up to 6, take you up to 9, because, again, the zoo has been up and open for a while. So let's go ahead and see how quickly people decide to go over here. And if they even do. Most of these people are still stuck over there. Thirst is still a key issue. The scenery over here I'll do later. Not very much in a rush to do that. Right, let's go ahead and check our guest happiness real quick. Thirst. It's like right when people come in, they're thirsty. You not drink before you came to the zoo? I guess not. I guess I shouldn't complain about that. It's a way for me to make money. Go ahead and speed time up again. Water treatment failing over here. Power source failing over here. Let's get these mechanics coming through. I think it's because I set some of them to train. Okay, we've got some offspring. Francisca, I believe that was a Brazilian wandering spider, was it? Yes, it was. All right. Make some good money with that exhibit trading, I think. Wow, 5.3k, it's insane. All right, pause for a second. Like I said, I'm gonna wait until we cross that 20k mark, and we just did with the exhibit trading. So I think what we'll do now... Yeah, hopefully this will help with happiness overall. I mean, thirst is no longer the problem. Like, what are our major issues? Energy is kind of low. Thirst is kind of low. Thirst is constantly becoming a problem, so we should really keep an eye on that. Happiness. I hate how generic happiness is. It's like, okay, well, what's causing that? Are you unhappy because you're thirsty? Or are you thirsty because you're thirsty and unhappy because Gulpy Soda 96 is busy? Right? Like, that's what's kind of throwing me off. About to have a toilet emergency. Well, nonetheless, what we're going to do, there seems to be a lot of issues right over here. I think it's as people are leaving, they're seeing all these issues. They get unhappy as they leave, and that might be causing some refunds. Yes, it is. Okay. So what I think we'll do is, this is most requested edit of 2019, maybe. We're going to get Tortuga Galapagos over here to be shifted up to over here. What I'm going to try and accomplish at the same time as doing this shift is A, we're going to try and save money by moving things rather than deleting and repurchasing. And B, I'm going to try and make this plaza area a bit more interesting. So Om Nom Nom is going to spread across this area. And Tortuga Galapagos, I think, will be up over here. So people will hopefully... It's weird. It's like I don't want them to have to move too far to see the tortoises because they do generate some decent money. Now, one thing I want to check real quick is... So peafowl, if we take a look at them real quickly over here. Peafowl, in terms of their shyness, where are we? So relation with humans is confident, which is why I have no issue with making a walk-through peafowl enclosure. However, our tortoises, their relation with humans is, if I recall correctly, shy. Where are we? Oh, neutral. I'm pretty sure it used to be shy, but now it's neutral. All right, you know what? Then we'll do a walk-through enclosure for Tortuga Galapagos as well. I think that'll be quite nice. Maybe let's let time move a little bit further ahead so we've got better, clearer sun, so to speak. Hopefully we stay above that 20k mark. My apologies, I should have kept playing. Just want to get rid of that yellow tint. All right, and I think that's good enough. So let's go ahead and pause it. We've made money. We're up at 23. We were up at 22. And let's go ahead and get rid of some of these scorpions. Wow. That should be a nice capital injection for us. Let me just double check that I didn't miss anybody else. Seems that I have not. What about the Gila monsters? No, we're good. So, exhibit trading. Go ahead and... Ooh. You know, sometimes I wonder if I shouldn't be a bit more picky. Actually, you know what? We've got good genes on the mother and father scorpion already. Now, the father's actually getting kind of old. All right, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Jacob. If I bring Jacob back in, and I get rid of Yule and Embry, we got a different mother, so there's no inbreeding. Jacob, you're the father-to-be. We might get some higher quality animals, so let's go ahead and quick trade. 2900 made. We need a female desert scorpion. Female, not very expensive. Good genes up over here for not very much, so let's go ahead and adopt you. We'll bring you in there. Cool. I want to check real quick that I haven't missed any important notifications before we go into time-lapse mode. Seems we're in the clear. Down over here, we're good. Have no crime for 3 months. We should be able to pull that off. I mean, actually, I don't know. Let me just quickly check here. What are our... Yeah, no vandalism for a while at least, so that's promising. We're at 25k. Happiness is looking okay, but again, we do want to solve some of those finer points, those finer details. Thirst, energy. Hopefully an energy drink will solve both things. Education will try and keep up, and happiness is its own separate thing, but I think once we get this plaza going, that'll be solved. Folks, enough rambling. I think it's time to, yeah, I think it's time to get to work. Let's finally move Tortuga Galapagos. It is time for Tortuga Galapagos to Tortuga Galapa-Go up over here. God, I'm sorry. All right, this has got to be one of the most requested changes of this entire year. But it's finally time to do it, and I wanted to make sure I did it right. So you'll see every once in a while I do take a moment to collect my thoughts and even look at references later on, but I'm really excited with how this all comes together. We make a very big expansion for the plaza up over here. I wanted to make sure, like I said earlier, I wanted to make sure there's room for more eateries. We even have some more exhibits up over here perhaps, because many of you have pointed out that it'd be nice to spread the exhibits out. So you can actually see right now I go through Zoopedia to find which exhibits we might be able to include up in this plaza area. I want it to feel like it belongs in the same general area, so I think I end up going with the boa constrictor and the green iguana. Maybe I'll add more as well, but many of you were saying in the comments, just to address that real quick, that it'd be nice to have some of these exhibits not just closed off in the underground, you know, creature cavern area. And I agree, it'd be nice to spread them out a little bit, and maybe we'll get some more traffic coming up to this plaza as well. So I just wanted to check how many exhibits we should leave room for. I ultimately decide on going with 2, but that's something we'll tackle later. First things first, I just double check what we already have up over here to make sure I've got the right, well, that I don't duplicate basically and do the same thing over and over again. I decide to get a Gulpy Energy, the water, I forget the name of the store, but the one that's just plain water, because sometimes you just gotta hydrate. And then finally, Mexilente, I believe is the name. So let's make sure we get some nice names for these stores. So if you have any name suggestions that fit that Galapagos, you know, feel and look and whatnot, then let me know in the comments and we can rename these stores. I also got the signage up as well. Again, I don't know if it actually helps, but I figured we might as well put them up there. And if you guys know better, if you know that it does or does not help, then let me know in the comments as well, because I would hate to just have those signs up. They look okay, they're nice and colorful, but I could swap them out for something else that's, you know, equally decorative. Anyway, as you can see over here, I'm making sure that our new stores fit in nicely with the aesthetic, with that log cabin look and feel up top as well. It is expensive. Again, every time you put down a store, I believe it's 2,000, and every time you put down an exhibit, it's 3,000, I think it is. So I do have to be a little, you know, cost conscious, I suppose. But overall, at the same time, I don't want to cut any corners. Again, I would like to try and get things as complete as possible when we tackle them, rather than leaving things for later. So you can see over here as well, putting down some more benches, making sure people are able to rest, putting down some more bins as well, because I don't want to get litter problems happening again, and then adding another pathway up to the plaza, because I want to make sure that people are able to come in from multiple directions. I want people to be able to crowd this area, because I've invested a fair bit in terms of vendors up there, so I want to make sure we get the you know, maximum profit out of it. Over here now, you can see I experiment with how we can put the exhibits down as well, how they might fit nicely. I really don't like how the pathing works around exhibits, especially when I try to add a second one, as you can see. So I decide to experiment with something, and I don't know if I do it right now or if I do it later, but for now, temporarily, I'm going to get rid of these exhibits. I see that I can fit 2 in the area, and that's fine by me. So then I extend the walkway and the plaza around it, and again, I double check, and I put one down, I believe, right now, and I'm going to experiment to see if you need a path connection, to allow guests to actually see the animals inside. With that done, it's time to finish the little boxing off area over here. So it's a slightly more complicated shape than we had before, because again, we have the walkway going underneath it as well as this new staircase. So I want to make sure that, well, I actually undo this, because I realized after laying it out that it's different from what we did our curved staircase like, and I want to match it. So I undo and I go ahead and redo this. It's a lot easier, and I think it's a lot nicer to look at as well when the logs are parallel to the path like that. And then of course we have to seal off the box on this side as well, and make sure that it doesn't look hideous with the you know, weird path outcropping. I never liked how that looked. So yes, again, I think every time we drop a set of these down, it's 20 bucks or 40 bucks because it's a pair of them, but I think it's worth it. Got to make things look pretty, right? Nom Nom gets a nice spot as well, so I'm not too upset about where that's positioned. Feels, you know, similar enough, and it has that same feel to it as well, I would say. And now you can see I'm trying to add another toilet block, and it looks like I cannot fit one underneath the Plaza Extension area, because I guess I can't put it underneath paths. So I instead decide to add another one right next to where these other toilets are. I initially put down 2, and then I realized, you know what, that's getting a little pricey for me, a little too rich for my blood. We'll add the 4th toilet block later, but for now we'll stick to 3, and hopefully that'll do enough, despite all of the new additional you know, drinks shops. Hopefully people are okay with just one more, and then eventually we'll be able to afford a 4th new one, so that's not going to be a problem. Over here you can see, again, just trying to figure out how I want the top of the plaza to fit and work where I want the exhibits to go. So you can see I made a slight adjustment there, because I want this walkway tunnel to feel I don't know, I felt like it had a slightly strange shape earlier. And again, using the climbing platforms of various heights to square things off and box things off. I'm a really big fan, actually, of how those climbing platforms look. I feel like aesthetically, they're a lot nicer than some of the other standard architectural log pieces. So that's why I've been just using them so much for these kinds of things. Expensive as they are, they do the trick, and they do the trick nicely. Now here you can see I make a bit of a mistake. I didn't think ahead as to how I want to block off the ceiling over here for this walkway, and I waste a little bit of money, but you'll see me correct that in just a moment's time. Here you can see, again, making some adjustments to the old Om Nom Nom architecture because I wanted to make sure things fit nicely. Didn't want weird things, you know, sticking out where they shouldn't be sticking out. And over here again, another mistake. I should not have duplicated that over, just wasting money right now because there's a much better and more elegant solution to what I'm doing over here. And I think it's in just a moment's time that I actually notice the situation. Oh no, first I get distracted by these logs that I'm not able to select. Anytime I go in to select them, it just doesn't let me click on them. So I give up on that. Well, we'll repair that later when we've got some extra money to do something with. So yeah, here you can see I'm trying to figure out how I want to make this entrance area special, and I might still do more to this area. But for now, this is where I look back at these climbing platform options and I go, hold on a second. I didn't need to have those upright climbing logs. I could have just done with these horizontal ones and covered everything up just the same. So you can see I undid as much as I could undo, and the rest I'll sell. Undoing gives you a full refund, but selling gives you a partial refund. So that's what I mean when I say I kind of wasted money. But it's not the end of the world. It wasted like, what, maybe $5 a piece. So maybe wasted like $100. Geez, that's a lot of money to waste. Nonetheless, down over here, you can see getting the right size climbing platform. And again, just using that to seal off the top because I believe it looks hideous. But this makes it feel like it all belongs. I'm very happy actually with this overall aesthetic and how it looks. I do wish there was a bit more like color variation and things like that, but overall, really happy with it, how it all comes together. And up front over here and at the back, you can see as well, just duplicating those upright ones to seal it off completely. And I believe that's all the work. Yes, I believe that's all the work on the plaza area itself. I will do more later, but I'm willing to call that complete. The only thing that's incomplete, I would say, is the added exhibit that I don't want to add yet because it's way too expensive. We can't really throw that money away right away. Now here you can see I'm struggling a little bit with placing the barriers down. I moved things over so they're not included in this barrier area, and I keep wondering, like, why am I not allowed to put these things down? And it's because the game thinks the terrain is uneven, and I don't understand. It looks completely flat, it looks completely plain, but nonetheless, the game is complaining. So what I have to do is, you can see I kind of struggle my way around these pieces, and then I realize in just a moment's time, I think I realize that I just have to run the terrain flattening over here. I do extend Tortuga Galapagos a little bit larger than I initially anticipated, and I don't mind that. It ends up being the correct call, let's just put it that way. But here you can see, I'm just trying to figure out, I was like, why can I not get the barriers to come through properly? And then I figured, okay, let's try to get rid of the track over here. Maybe that's the problem. And when that doesn't solve the problem, I'm like, all right, let's flatten the terrain. There we go, done. Lo and behold, I don't understand why it didn't think the terrain was flat or smooth enough, even for a null barrier, which typically doesn't, you know, have issue with that, but it is what it is. Nonetheless, null barrier, so I can get the curved chain link fence, and then I swap that out with the chain link fence, and then I go back in over here and I get rid of some of the support beams so we can do something a little custom. I have some plans for what we're going to do on that side, and of course the Tortuga Galapagos sign must go as well, so I move that over, and it's time to start moving some of these donation bins and decorative items and stuff over as well. The initial plaza had a good run, but I'm glad to finally be moving things over. And over here you can see I'm getting the habitat entrances and stuff set up, and actually I make some slight adjustments to the barriers as well because because of how things don't work. So you can see I move the barrier back a little bit, and that way we can get the guest entrance right up against the plaza, and I get the keeper entrance as well right next to it, so that it's easy access from the keeper hut and stuff that's off to the south. And I wanted to make sure that guests are able to exit as well as enter, like exit from a different point rather than have to loop back to the same point. So you can see I adjust the fencing, the barrier over here, so that we have a bit of a it's an inlet almost, I guess is the word that comes to mind, and that'll allow guests to enter and or exit from either end. Should bring a bigger crowd, should bring more numbers, and of course I have to adjust the blocked pathways and stuff. You can see over here I mess around with the pathing as well a little bit, but it just doesn't cooperate, and I can't be bothered. It's really frustrating, but it is what it is. So rather than making the path a little bit wider over here after struggling with it for God knows how long, I decide, you know what, let's just flatten the terrain a bit more, because for some reason I need to do that again, and modify the fence there instead. Much happier with that result. Then comes time to actually build a path that people can walk around in. So again, just wanted it to hug the plaza. I wanted some room for the tortoises to be able to escape to if they wanted to. And yeah, so I kind of stuck that by the plaza, started doing the terrain work as well, and of course, we're moving some of these old pieces over. So a really cool idea that was recommended many episodes ago that I finally got a chance to execute on is to maybe have these rock structures actually be sculptures. And I think I did a decent job here. You can see this is me looking up a reference. I think I did a decent job over here, though I will probably go in and finesse with more rocks and more pieces when the opportunity presents itself. But I mean, you guys, let me know in the comments what you think, how much of a success or how much of a failure you think this sculpture kind of is. I certainly had fun making it and trying to figure out how to make all the pieces work for me. But the idea basically, and you can probably tell a little bit better from the top view, is to try and build a rock sculpture of a tortoise and have that act as a shelter. It's a little clunky, it's very large, but that's kind of the point. These are giant Galapagos tortoises, right? So yeah, pretty happy with actually how we've been able to reuse the old pieces, so we didn't have to invest any new money or anything. That's what old Party Elite would have done. That's what 30K Party Elite would have done, but this is 20K Party Elite, so being a little bit more cost conscious. And over here you can see moving those bushes over, time to move some of those heaters over as well. Got to make sure these animals are nice and comfy and warm. And I make sure that they are connected and you know, electricity is reaching there and everything as well. Pulling some more rocks over to further finesse the shape over here. I did lower it a bit to bury it into the ground a little bit, but I might change my mind about that to give the tortoises some more room to hang out underneath the sculpture. But apart from that, yeah, just pulling more rocks from the old habitat. Time to pull some of the bedding over as well and lay that underneath the rocks over there. Pretty good, I think. And then I go in and I check the terrain requirements, and you can see I move in and I change some things to sand, add some long grass because they do like some long grass, and then I get the vegetation over as well because they do like their trees. So I try to pull that stuff over, and then we move over the food trays and the water and all the standard stuff. I try to spread the stuff out because it's still a pretty large enclosure, so I still try to keep as many feeding areas and drinking areas as possible, because I want to make sure that they don't have to wander too far. Even in this like easier to traverse enclosure, I don't want them to have to move too far for food or drink or whatever it might be. So I try to spread those things out, and plus it creates a more interesting viewing experience for all of our guests. And then finally, you can see bringing these last handful of donation bins rather, and education boards and all as well, saving as much money as possible on all of these pieces, and trying to make sure that our guests have a wonderful educational time, by which I mean a desire to give us their donations, because this was our big money maker, and if the tortoises stop making money for us, we're in big trouble. So I'm trying to be very careful with my coverage. I want to make sure we get as much coverage as possible. I want to make sure we're getting as much education as possible, as many donation bins as possible, maximizing the tortoises basically. I'm pretty happy with how things are coming in overall. I even use the plaza in the hopes that the plaza will get some more action than it used to get before. That would make me very happy actually if that works out. And then yeah, last couple of donation bins. Feeling, you know, pretty good about how this has all come together. That move, a giant move, but I think a successful move. Last couple things, just moving these last couple heaters in, fixing this little issue over at the Tapir Tavern. But yeah, that's that, I think. One last heater below the welcome sign. Adjust the goodbye sign a little bit to make sure that it's visible. I noticed a couple of sessions ago that it wasn't clear anymore, but apart from that, that's the time lapse. All right, I feel like that is enough of a time lapse. I really hope this new enclosure works for these tortoises. Now, I for some reason, as you can see, I've started getting frame rate drops, so it makes me a little nervous. I haven't changed too much. I think once I hit play, all the new pathing is going to get calculated, and that might break some things. But we've got a lot going on with the new enclosure. Let's go ahead and move all of our tortoises over and make sure that the well, make sure that everything works. So there's a lot of animals in here. 18 animals. Oh my god. 18 animals. It's going to take some time for us to move them all over. But of course, as we move them over, we don't want to delete the enclosure just yet. We don't want to get rid of the barriers and whatnot. That would be a bit of a problem. But we do want to make sure that we mark that for deletion, and we get this one appropriately named. I can't believe this move has finally happened. Alongside the new enclosure, of course, we also have the new vendors and stuff, so hopefully that'll help with thirst and hunger and things like that. And we also have a new washroom. Again, that'll hopefully help with the people's need to use the toilet. I think we'll manage to solve some of the problems, at least over here. So let's go ahead and hit play and see exactly how it's going to take a second to calculate everything and all the new pathing and everything. But let's see how this all affects our tortoises and our people's happiness and things like that. I might clean up the pathing a little bit over here. Not really the happiest camper as far as it comes to some of the shapes over here. So I might actually tweak that a little bit, but you can see we did use a lot of our money. That's why I was waiting until we were past that 20K mark, because I wanted to feel comfortable spending about 10K worth. So let's go ahead and actually get rid of that. Now you see, this is the problem. No, you know what? I'm fine. I'm fine with this. We're gonna keep it like that. And that can't find accessible staff room was just because I got rid of the path there. So all the caretakers are gonna be rushing down over here to bring. Oh my God! What is this? Oh, is it because... What? It's almost like the entire... No, it's not the entire zoo emptying out and just... What is going on here? That explains the frame rate drop. Folks, I've got an i9 processor and a GTX 1080. I should not be seeing frame rate drops. Excuse me, lose my voice there. Wow. That's wild. Now, I do know that in the settings, there is, I think in graphics, you can actually change. Didn't want to have to do this right now in the middle of a game, but we should be able to. There we go. Limit. So maximum guests. You don't want to limit number of guests because that actually limits how many people can come in. But if you limit the maximum guests, I believe that limits how many of them are rendered. We're going to apply that. And as for animal settings, let's go ahead and slow animal aging. Alter the rate at which your animals age. I'm guessing that speeds it up, right? Or is this an inverse? So 2 would have the rate. Well, let's try it. Apparently, many of you said that it does, in fact, apply to old zoos. I thought I read something that said it didn't. I could be wrong. I did not hit close on those settings. Or maybe it's just because I applied. So what have we got over here? Slowed, and that's 1500. Let's see if that helps us at all. This is... I'm not sure what's going on here. It is like we got 1,700 people walking into the zoo right now. These guys are all just staring at nothing still. We're all gonna have to move up over here. It's funny seeing all these boxes pop up. So vets and caretakers are able to all work together and move the animals over. Let's go ahead and adjust some things over here. I need to make sure that a mechanic comes through every 3 months, and a vet comes through, sure, every 6 months, and a keeper every month. That's fine by me. And once the animals start arriving, I want to make sure that we are properly distributing their terrain needs as well. Looks like we've hit the nail on the head. Hard shelter is a little low, so that's a bit of a problem, but we can adjust that pretty easily, I think, if we just, duplicate these a little bit. I want to maintain the shape that we worked so hard to build, but I should be able to. I think we just have to grow it ever so slightly here. Hopefully. And again, we'll maybe get the animals on contraceptives again and get them trading out and stuff as they age, and that should help with the hard shelter issues. We want to make sure that we don't overdo it, right? Now, one thing I'm nervous about is that the tortoises have been our big money makers, and by moving them, if we start seeing a reduced... oh, hard shelter is really bad, actually. If we start seeing reduced income from their donations, that's going to be a serious problem. That's going to be a serious problem. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and group you. I'm going to move you down and over a little bit. And then what I can do is I can make a second one of you. Something like that. Or even something like that. That doesn't quite work. It eats right into our path over there. Go ahead and got to make some adjustments here. Did not expect to need to do this, but it's not the end of the world. Couldn't have been perfect, obviously. So let's go ahead and move you over to here. There we go. And let's also get another one up over here. That'll hopefully help solve the problem a little bit. Let's find out. Let's just check. Our terrain, hard shelter's at 30%. We really need to start trading some of these animals out. Snow is coming through. I don't like that, of course. Neither do the animals. Perfect timing, actually. Because now I can see immediately that it's a problem. Go ahead and put this over here. That might give me the right amount of reach over here. Yeah, looks like we're heating up. That should cover our bases. Yeah, I think we'll be good once that happens. All right, cool. People are coming through, so that's good to see. I should get some heating up over here as well. Wow, this lag is killing me. Go ahead and move you up over here, I'm thinking. And one thing that I wanted to try... Oh, look at that. Look at this plaza just fill right up. People are very happy. Education is kind of low. Well, hopefully that'll fix. I think it's just a matter of this change settling in. Hopefully. 120. I also like that it's at the start of the year, so we can actually track this separately. What's the deal over here? People are coming through. I wonder if I should actually widen the path here a little bit. Change the way the staff path works and stuff. We've received nice little reward over here. I will take that. Inspector has arrived at our zoo as well. Keeper cannot reach habitat. Oh, because... Hold on a second. I knew I was forgetting something. Work zones. This would be America's South. Go ahead and add you. Please let me add you. Come on, game. There we go. And we should add these vendors as well as those toilet blocks. Okay, cool. That should solve that problem. And America's South, sorry. I believe there's also some ATMs that need adding. Forgot to add them right at the beginning. Okay, that should solve that problem, hopefully. Incorrectly placed education. Got to get rid of some of these. And some power sources are failing. Get to work on these right away. Cool. All right. This lag. What is up with this lag, though? All right. So, folks are coming through over here. Money has gone up. We went from 10 to 13, so that's good. People are checking out the new Tortuga Galapagos enclosure. We're getting good angles from up top as well. That's great to see. We're getting crowds up over here. People are sitting to eat as well. Happiness is going higher and higher. Education is a problem. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another stray speaker or something causing some issues. We'll keep an eye out. Has been in box for too long. Well, Zaire, let's get out of there. Let's get out of there. All right. Now, I could expand the walkway a little bit and make sure people are able to get a little bit deeper. Maybe we add some more, donation bins and stuff that way. We could make this area larger as well. That would allow us to get more hard shelter in here, perhaps. That'd make the animals a bit happier. But, yeah, you know what? This has actually worked out pretty nicely, I think. Happiness is still kind of low. Not sure why. Donations continue to come through. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're making bank. And if more of these can keep making more money than they were before, that'd be good too. I'm hoping people will kind of stop over here to look at the tortoises and give some donations here as well. That'd be really helpful. Oof. It's lag. There we go. What are you looking at? Oh, there they are. There are the babies. Yeah, take your pictures. Take your pictures. Where are the adults? There's one. You know what? Pretty happy with this. I'm pretty happy with this. This is pretty cool that people are able to see from up over here as well. Kind of weird that they're going behind the education board. So we're going to go ahead and adjust that real quick. And one more thing that I wanted to test. One more thing that I wanted to test. Well, actually, you know what? Before I forget, I should get one of these down over here. Make sure these guys are not feeding these animals. I wanted to see... So I want to get two exhibits up over here because I feel like That would help make this area even more popular, and we could make some more money off of it. I mean, I could maybe move this donate. Oh, wow. It's already making me some serious money in this little corner over here. Are you kidding me? Okay, that's great. But what I'd like to do is get some enclosures up over here that fit the Galapagos kind of idea. So I did a little bit of looking around during the time lapse. I don't know if I had a chance to mention it while I was doing my voiceover for that. Excuse me, losing my voice again. Oh my God. So we are able to put in the green iguana, because that's got, well, it's got like the same coverage area. So if we take a look at our, where are we? Galapagos tortoises. I wish there was a type search filter here. Where are we? Galapagos. Is this alphabetical? Unlike everything else, it seems to be. Okay, so Galapagos. Giant tortoise. So you can see we've got them right off the coast of South America at the Galapagos Islands, obviously. So I wanted to get things that were in that same area. So the green iguana, you know, kind of in that same area. And we've got the, I think it was the boa constrictor as well. Where are we? Oh, it's B, right? B. I'm just like, I'm so used to it not being alphabetical in the animal markets and whatnot. There we go. The boa constrictor also kind of, you know, in the same area-ish. So I figure it'd be nice to maybe get some boa constrictors. Let's see. Least concern. 1 to 2 group size. Fair enough. Live to 30. And we would have to do a little bit of research on them. Or the green iguana. Let's see who's more endangered, right? So the green iguana, at least they're both least concern. Let's go with the boa constrictor. My concern here, and I might need to rework this, is that I don't actually have the paths connecting to the enclosure or to the exhibit. So I want to know if people can still see them, you know, without a path connection. That's my test here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at the boa constrictor. See, this, meanwhile, is not alphabetical. There we go. So there's the boa constrictor. Man, it's just 2 females. Okay, what if I do get the green iguana then? What if I do get the green iguana? I would like a breeding pair. I'm not filtering male-female. Okay. That's not good. Not ideal, rather, I should say. Well, of the 2 of these guys, you are better. 2.8 years. You're younger as well. So we'll get you, and we'll keep an eye out for a male boa constrictor. Just got to keep that in mind. But for now, of course, we need to just make sure that that people are able to see here, and that we have some vets researching. Go ahead and get Ike. I wonder how much longer until advanced research is done over here. Ike, let's get you researching our boa constrictor. There you are. Make them a little bit happier to be here. And of course, we want to make sure that our folks can get educated. At the exhibit education board. And just want to see if this works. And can I already assign you? Yes, I can. Okay, good. Boa constrictor, boa constrictor. And if that works, that'll be really great. So let's go ahead and hit play again and just see how and if people interact with this. Oh, it's great to see the crowds up over here. You know what? I should actually up the prices because I did not do that. So let's go ahead and go, let's say 6 and 7. Excelente. Let's go ahead with 9 and 13. And I'm hoping that the Gulpy energy, which really makes me want to get an energy drink of my own, will help with people's energy as well. So let's go with 8 and 10. Let's see what people say about those prices. Let's see what people say about those prices. Might be a little too high. Ooh. Happiness is low, eh? Okay, maybe we're pushing our luck a little bit. Bring you down to 5. Let's bring you down to 6. Bring you down to 7. Let's bring you down to 9. You to 8 and you to 12. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's see how that affects things. Now, this is not ideal, the fact that the path here gets blocked, but that's exactly why I built the second angle of approach. Oh, and it looks like we do not need a path connection to get this working. So that's great to see. That's great to see. That means we can, in fact, fit another one over here, and that will be the green iguana. And that, again, should draw more people up over here. get more people donating for various animals, and overall make Tortuga Galapagos a much bigger success. Oh, it's so nice to see this plaza getting proper use. We're going to have to extend our canopy as well to make sure we get proper coverage across the board. But that is, I think, something we can tackle later. Tortuga Galapagos got a 4-star rating. Unfortunately, Miguel, what is your problem? I think it's the hard shelter thing, which is something we'll have to... enrichment. Toy enrichment, food enrichment, and the hard shelter. So there's still some issues to take care of, but they're smaller and quicker issues than they were before, I think. At least they won't be hungry and thirsty and, dying on a giant hike over, so that'll be nice. That'll be nice. Where are our adults? You're still over here. I don't know if you've come back over here or if you've just been here all along. I hope these guys enjoy their new home. Certainly looks like the people are enjoying it, so there's that. Folks, that is that for the year. We're going to call it a session over here. I hope you enjoyed this one. Tortuga Galapagos has finally been moved. We have to find something interesting to do down over here. Might do some more vendors, because as you can see, people are still queuing up over here. So some more vendors could go a long way. If we look at guest needs and overall happiness, it looks like, yes, people are still upset about having to queue up. So we will take care of those needs, put some more eateries and drinks down over here, I think. Have a little connection down over here, maybe loops around, make this a bit of a plaza type space with this welcome and goodbye sign in the middle, but that will all have to take place in 2020. For now, I am saying goodbye to 2019. I hope you all had a wonderful year, and I hope you have a happy new year. Yeah, this is it for 2019 in Planet Zoo, but of course, it's going to continue in 2020. Regular schedule. As before, folks, if you've enjoyed this series and you'd like to see it continue, don't hesitate to let me know, like I always say, by leaving a like and a comment down below. Massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You've kept us alive and running smoothly, much like our zoo now as well, after a little hiccup. And of course, a huge thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.